Hi, I'm Lisa Sim and you're watching WatchMojo.com, and today it's all about Valentines, and nothing says I love you more than a sweet, sweet sexting. But don't get caught with a bad self-portrait that you're gonna send out. Leave it to the professionals for great hair, makeup, and photography. So let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start with our first foundation. It's called Canvas. It's a loose foundation. We're gonna take our kabuki brush and grind the minerals into the brush. Start on the inside of the face, small circles, go all around the T-zone, onto the cheeks, and onto the chin. There are 5 simple rules to sexting. Rule number 1, delete, delete, delete. It may be fun to look back at conversations, but it may not be so fun when you have to explain the conversation to somebody who's been reading it. I'm gonna use a second shade. We use Canvas to highlight areas, and now we're gonna use Iced Coffee, which is a darker foundation, to contour. Same application technique, put it into the lid, grind, and then apply to the outside of the face. To have a sexy makeup, you have to have sexy eyes, so we're going smoky right away. Really important, perfect eyebrows, something with an arch. We're gonna use a medium brown, we're gonna use a small angle brush, and we're gonna accentuate the arch of the brow. There's nothing more that says, come hither, than a raised eyebrow. The eyes are the windows to the soul, so we're gonna start with Candlelight and the Chisel Deluxe Oval Fluff. This is perfect for all over base shade application. We're gonna neutralize the dark color that is naturally in the lid. It's gonna pull out the excess oils, and it's gonna be a perfect base for the other shades to adhere to. Sometimes what I like to do is take that base shade and just extend it a little bit out onto the temples. Just a light eyeshadow can do the trick for highlighting the tops of the cheekbones. The next step is gonna be putting on a lid color. So something that's gonna go on the lower lid from the lash line up into the crease. What I'm using is a color called Tiramisu. So to apply this color, I'm using the Chisel Double Angle. You'll wanna use this color from corner to corner. I'm just opening the eyes. And the beauty about this brush is that it comes to a real fine tip. You can actually push the tip into the crease and wiggle it back and forth, and that's gonna blend out the edge. Once you've applied that color onto the entire lower lid, just switch brushes, take a small headed brush, same color, and we're gonna run it along the lower lash line. This accentuates the shape of eye and it also makes it look like there's a fuller lash line. You know, it's a good trick to always apply something neutral before you apply black on top of it. That way it's a little bit more blended and not as harsh looking. So once I've applied that base shade, I can go over it now with the black and it looks a little softer. Don't fill in the whole under eye with it. You know, we're not looking like Alice Cooper. We just want to be really like Playboyish. And then same thing goes for running along the top lash line. Start in the outer corner, go a little bit wider, gradate it, or just let it blend off towards the middle of the eye and then blend upwards with it. So you want to make a line along the lash line, but you don't want it to be defined. You want it to be smoky. You don't want to have any hard lines. So again, start on the outer corner, go wide, run along the lash line, and then blend that color upwards. So now that we're at the pencil stage, we already have our shadow down, we've put the black, and I do this kind of sandwiching effect where I have the black shadow, I do the pencil, and then I reapply the black shadow on top of it to really seal it on and to make sure that it's very saturated and also helps fill in any gaps that the pencil has not gotten. So rule number 2 of sexting. Make sure that the person you're sexting is into it, because there's nothing worse than being surprised with a sexting and then the next thing you know, you're asking the person, hello, are you still there? I'm always holding the pencil on the side as much as possible. It's gonna do a thinner line. You're not gonna use as much product. Just remember to extend your liner a little bit up so that you have a little tail to it. That's very sex kitten right there. So once you've finished doing the pencil, go back to your black, use your small brush, and seal that pencil in. This is a great way to seal in the pencil and to, again, soften the line. So now that you've finished doing the liner and applying the eyeshadow on top of the liner to soften it, you may want to do something to accentuate the shape of the eye a little bit more. So that means adding some depth to the crease. Again, black. So take your black onto the tip of the Chisel Double Angle and apply to the outer corner. Almost connect the tail of the eyeliner and the crease. So you're really filling in that outer corner to add a lot of depth. Now that we've done all the smoky lining, we want to contrast that with a little bit of highlight. So if you want to like work those eyebrows, put a little of that base shade back underneath the arch of the brow. Use your finger, lift up the arch, and push that color so it actually raises up the brow. And nothing says you're ready and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed than curled lashes. Straighten the lash line, get into the root, hold, pulse it for 5 or 6 presses, open, do the middle, and do the tip. Then you're welcome to follow up with mascara at this point. 2-3 coats minimum. So once we've finished doing the mascara, sometimes we just need a little extra help. We could just use a little boost. So I also recommend just using a bit of falsie action on the corner. So a little bit of false eyelashes just to bring out the shape of the eye. So now that you've done the eyes, you really want to like finish everything off, take away any like dark bits that may have fallen down and re-highlight underneath the eye. You can use a regular concealer, or you can go back to your lighter foundation shade and apply to the inner corner of the eye, follow the hollow of the eye. So now that we've finished the eyes and highlighted underneath, we can go into a little bit of color for the face. Instead of doing like a red or pink or your color, let's just stick with bronzer. That way it's very tone on tone. It's the makeup, no makeup look. It brings out shape, but it doesn't scream like racing stripes. So we're gonna take the bronzer and we're gonna contour the cheek with it. We're gonna go on the apple, sweep it up and along towards the hairline. Sexting tip number 3, take it slowly. Pace yourself. Follow your partner's lead. That way you'll know what feels right and what doesn't. Now that we've done the foundation and the contour and highlighting, we may want to get rid of the shine because hot and sweaty is one thing, but shiny is a whole other thing, so let's get rid of it. I love this product. It's a clay base. There's no talc in it. There's a little bit of green in it as well, so it gets rid of redness. This is one of my favorite products. It's a mattifying powder from Arbonne. So in terms of lip color, opt for something that's a little bit more natural, not so sparkly. Omit lip liner. Who needs it? It's gonna be gone in 2 seconds anyways. Sexting tip number 4. Sexting is an 18+ activity, so beware of jailbait. So now that your makeup is done, you'll still want to take care of a few things before you get your picture taken. Messy hair, a little bedheadish, you don't want to look too coiffed because a guy wants to have something to hold on to, and make sure you hydrate all your dry bits. Take your oil and massage that everywhere that the skin is showing. Another great thing is, get a little bit of a tan. The last rule of sexting, tip number 5, send pictures at your own risk. Once they're out there, you can't get them back, so you better look good. So now that your hair and makeup is done and you now know the 5 don'ts of sexting, it's up to you to choose what kind of style you want to be in your next sexting pic. Do you want to be sweet and flirty, or are you DTF?